This is the WJTS News. In tonight's news, a local VP completes a graduate school. A man is arrested following an argument over car keys. We visit Huntingburg to speak with Mayor Denny Spinner for this week's edition of Monday with the Mayor, and Kurt Guxell will be in with sports. All this and more coming up on tonight's WJTS News. Good evening, I'm Jurnee Davis with news here on WJTS TV. A Huntingburg man was taken into custody on a number of charges, including a DUI, after his vehicle clocked at over 100 miles per hour on Interstate 69 in Gibson County over the weekend. Saturday afternoon, a trooper with the Indiana State Police Evansville post was patrolling I-69 near the 24-mile marker when he observed a 2012 Nissan traveling south at 112 miles per hour. The vehicle was stopped and the driver was identified as 24-year-old Almasila Lopez of Huntingburg. During the traffic stop, police found that Lopez was impaired and driving on a suspended driver's license. A search of the vehicle revealed a small amount of marijuana. Further investigation revealed that Lopez had a blood alcohol content of 0.10%. He was arrested and taken to the Gibson County Jail, where he is currently being held on bond for a level 6 felony count of driving while intoxicated with a prior conviction and misdemeanor counts of possession of marijuana, driving while suspended, and reckless driving. A Huntingburg man was arrested Friday following an argument over a set of car keys. Huntingburg police were called to the scene of a report of a 28-year-old man with lacerations to the neck at an apartment at 224 North Geiger Street in Huntingburg. Police arrived on scene and secured the area for EMS to treat the victim. The victim, Al-Dizrak Yusuf Muse, told officers that he and 34-year-old Mustafa Hassan Adam had gotten into a verbal argument over a set of car keys. Mustafa allegedly then pulled out a knife and tried to stab the victim and steal his car keys. Upon further investigation, officers located the keys and knife used in the attack inside of Mustafa's apartment. Mustafa Hassan Adam of Huntingburg was taken to and booked into the DuBois County Security Center on a level 3 felony charge of robbery and a level 5 felony charge of battery. The victim was treated and released from Memorial Hospital and Healthcare Center in Jasper. The report of a confrontation between a man and woman at a Northside Jasper fast food restaurant Sunday evening led to the arrest of a Jasper man. Around 10 o'clock last night, the Jasper Police Department was notified about a verbal argument between a male and female subject at the Taco Bell at the 3500 block of Newton Street in Jasper. When they arrived, officers learned that the argument was only verbal between the two parties. After running both subjects' identifications through dispatch, police found that there was indeed an active no-contact order in place between the parties, with the female being the protected party. The male, 34-year-old Dustin Jones of Jasper, was placed under arrest. He was taken to and booked into the DuBois County Security Center for invasion of privacy. The 2018 Athena International Leadership Award was presented Thursday night by the Jasper Rotary Club. This year's recipient was Kim Mesmer. The keynote speaker for the evening was Huntingburg native Susan Elkington, who was recently named plant president of Toyota's Georgetown, Kentucky plant. She discussed her childhood in Huntingburg and what initially inspired her to pursue engineering.
You know, growing up as a child, there was really three things that was important to our family, and I call them the 3 F's. It's, family, our faith, and our farm. I grew up on a farm outside of Huntingburg, went to school at Southridge, and this small community is a nurturing community. But it also is, sometimes we don't know what's outside. And I had a great opportunity at Southridge High School to have a teacher, Glenn Minke, in our physics and mathematics, and he encouraged me to go into engineering. And I really didn't know what that was, and we jokingly say, I was going to drive a train, but in reality I didn't know any engineers. And so I took that leap of faith and went into the engineering program. But most of my career I've spent in Indiana, and I've been able to live here in Huntingburg. And it's just a community that I thought was very special to be able to raise my children, to be able to instill those same 3 F's, the importance of your faith, and our family, and then also the family farm.
She strongly believes that there are countless opportunities for young women in STEM fields.
Nowadays, there's a lot of programs for our children in order to try different fields, and especially related to STEM programs. And so I really encourage parents to ask their children about these type of programs at school, and maybe just have them try one. And if they don't like it and it's not for them, then, what did they learn? They learned that this maybe isn't the field that I need, that is right for me. But what if it is the right field for them? And it has to be not just for the boys, but it also has to be for the girls. So many girls, many times, just see their role models around them that are doing the traditional female jobs. But they have the skill sets to do the science, the technology, the engineering, and mathematics. And plus, you combine that with some of the traits that females have of our sensitivity and also awareness of others, and you bring those together, we create unbelievable teams in engineering.
Elkington is one of only 3 women who will oversee a Toyota production plant in the United States. Indiana's unemployment rate stands at 3.4% for July and remains lower than the national rate of 3.9%. With the exception of 1 month when it was equal, in October of 2014, Indiana's unemployment rate has now been below the U.S. rate for more than 4 years. The monthly unemployment rate is a U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics indicator reflecting the number of unemployed people seeking employment within the prior 4 weeks as a percentage of the total labor force. Indiana's labor force had a net increase of 15,564 over the previous month, this being the result of a 2,964 increase in unemployed residents and an increase of 12,600 employed residents. Indiana's total labor force, including both Hoosiers who are employed and those currently seeking employment, stands at 3.38 million, and the state's 64.8% labor force participation rate remains above the national rate of 62.9%. Indiana's labor force growth of 67,519 over the past 6 months represents the state's largest 6-month increase since 1995. In addition, Indiana's initial unemployment insurance claims continue to be at historic lows. We'll have your local county-by-county unemployment numbers on Tuesday. Greg Modice, Vice President and Commercial Loan Officer at Springs Valley Bank and Trust, was a recent graduate of the Graduate School of Banking at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. The Graduate School of Banking provides a comprehensive course of studies directly relating to leadership, management, and operation of a financial services organization in an environment of competitive, regulatory, and technological change. In combination with the Graduate School of Banking, the University of Wisconsin added the Executive Leadership Certificate to enhance the overall learning experience. The class of 2018 was the first class to have these combined courses. Modice began his career at Springs Valley in February of 2013 as a commercial loan officer. He works closely with commercial customers to review their financial needs with a focus on growth. Craig Boozy, Senior Executive Vice President and CLO for Springs Valley, says Modice has made a huge impact on their company and the client base. Boozy also added that this is just another example of the hard work and professionalism that he brings to the table. Modice called the Graduate School of Banking a challenging 25-month program that combined leadership and how to run a bank in this new age of technology. Prior to joining Springs Valley, Modice was responsible for profitably growing the branch in deposits, commercial lending, and consumer lending as a financial center manager at Fifth Third Bank. Due to significant accomplishments, he was named recipient of the 2010 and 2011 Fifth Third President's Award, among others. Modice holds a Bachelor's of Science in Accounting from the University of Indianapolis, and he is a past board member of Habitat for Humanity of Dubois County. Greg and his wife Connie are the parents of 2 daughters. The town of Elnora is without a town marshal. Dave Fleming resigned his position as marshal at a recent town council meeting. Fleming cited irreconcilable differences with the council. Without a marshal, the current reserve officers cannot operate without a marshal in charge. They have also turned in their badges. The town council's president, Jed Gerald, says the town will take its time before hiring a new marshal. He says that they are even considering if they want one. If they hired someone, they would like them to stay for several years. But if that person has had no academy training, the town will have to pay for it, which Elnora cannot currently afford. During the transition, the Daviess County Sheriff's Department will answer calls and provide extra patrol. A manufacturer of a specialty protective outerwear for electrical utilities and petrochemical companies, among others, has announced plans to expand its Daviess County operations. Washington-based NASCO Industries Incorporated says that it is investing $1.75 million in the project, which will create up to 20 jobs. Construction has already begun on a new 24,000 square foot warehouse facility. The project also includes remodeling of existing facilities into new corporate offices. The company says expansion is due to an increased demand for protective outerwear and heavy-duty rain gear in the company's North American service area. Chief Executive Officer Todd Smith says the company also plans to add between 12 to 20 new workers to its current staff of about 100. The expansion project is expected to be complete by the end of the year. Now stay tuned as we travel to Huntingburg to speak with Mayor Denny Spinner for this week's Monday with the Mayor, followed by weather and sports.